Jon Bowman with you again on Gridiron Media Sports, AYS on the Gridiron. Hey, we're here to talk about sports and football in particular. And boy, I hope you're staying safe out there while waiting for the okay when practices can begin, when seasons can start. Youth organizations out there are losing tons of money this spring, even with the winter sports being canceled before those sports even had playoffs. I mean, this has been a crazy, crazy start to this year. But with all that going on, time to bring in a guy, oh my goodness. He dashed the hopes of the home team here in Denver, the Broncos in the Super Bowl. This guy is Timmy Smith, came out of nowhere and almost became the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 22. Timmy Smith, thanks for coming on with us to share some thoughts about the game and where it took you.
Oh, glad to be here, John. It's been a while.
It has. Last time I saw you, we were banging on the court.
Oh, you was banging on the court. I was shooting outside.
Hey, you know, I didn't go out. You know, I didn't go inside. If I was on a fast break and there was nobody around, I'd go to the rim.
You go to the rim.
Tim Smith, you're a guy from not only from Texas, but you grew up down in New Mexico way, right?
I'm from Hobbs, New Mexico. Born and raised in Hobbs, Mexico. Went to Texas Tech to play college football.
Yeah, and now when your what, sophomore year, you had a decent year, but you got banged up a late hit in the end zone of all things.
Yes, sophomore year got. Kind of was going into the end zone, got a late hit in the end zone, tore my knee up, but I still played 3 games after that. Then I was trying to come back the following year, tore my ankle up my senior year, didn't play. So I missed out on 2 years of football. So I would have went pretty high in the draft if I wouldn't got hurt those 2 years.
Yeah, because you definitely had something to capitalize on. Well, like I said, one of the first times I saw you were suiting up at Super Bowl 22. Not a lot of people even knew who you were. I mean, you got drafted out of Texas Tech.
Yes, sir.
Fifth round, is that right?
Fourth round. Yeah.
And so, what is it like? Now we just saw the first viral draft for the NFL, and how did you watch any of it? I guess is the first question.
Well, it kind of took a toll on you, because I had to wait till the next day, and I went about 4:00 in the evening. The next day, went to the Redskins. I had a headache, lightheaded, because I didn't have no idea I was gonna get drafted because I thought I was be going free agent because I didn't play for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And so you were pleasantly surprised, obviously.
Well, I believe Coach Gills saw something that they liked, so I got that opportunity to get drafted, and I mean that makes your days to be able to say you're one of the guys. That's a big fraternity.
Yeah. I saw those guys on day 2 as day 2 started. They were just out of the first round, I guess I'll take that back. The last 3 that were drafted in the first round, they were like, oh my God, can I just be a first round draft pick?
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah, it's very stressful. It's something that you've been working hard all your life to get an opportunity to play on Sundays. And then the time finally comes, and it don't come, it ain't the end of the world. You might get an opportunity to play get a free agent tryout, So you got to keep your hopes alive, Don't ever give up your dreams.
Was that XFL that came in, in the fall? Was that a good idea for a lot of the players who end up off the bubble, so to speak?
Oh yeah, any opportunity you get on the gridiron and you get opportunity to show your film and show your talent. I mean, that goes a long ways. You never know who's looking.
Yeah. And so you come from a pretty big family, if I remember from the back. Tim, now let me just tell you, Tim would bring all his brothers to the gym. He would bring 4. Would you have 4 other brothers?
Yeah.
He would bring a 5-man team to the gym. We got next. Oh Lord. I I was like, wait a minute, who is this guy? And then all of a sudden, I said, oh man, that's Timmy Smith. That's the guy that beat us in the Super Bowl. I was like, oh, that guy. Okay, okay. And so next thing you know, we got next. Even if other people were waiting and they had next, we got next. Now what?
Well, John, I kind of hate losing, you know.
Well, you got 4 brothers. You're not supposed to lose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got the whole team. We got the whole team right here. So now, talk a little bit about family. 4 brothers. Is that it? That's
I
enough.
got 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
So everybody's involved in sports.
Yeah, everybody was involved in sports. We mainly come from a basketball family.
Okay.
We was played for the Ralph Tasker Arena. One of the winningest coach Tasker's out of Hobbs, New Mexico. He passed away probably about 5 years ago, but he's one of the winningest coaches out of New Mexico. The year that we won a state championship, my junior year, we went 26-0.
Man, there you go. There you go. And now, what's the age difference between the brothers? Did you get a chance to play with any of them?
No, I got the chance to play with my. He's a year older than me. His name is Kenny.
Okay.
And he played at Angelo State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny,
and another brother played at Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. And like I said, folks, when they came in the gym, everything was on, man, because everybody started looking around and say, oh, let me get 3 or 4 other big guys I could play with. That was the deal. Did we just lose everything?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I lost the picture for a second. Hey, so at that point, you were playing with the Washington Redskins. They are a historic team in and of themselves with a black quarterback, Doug Williams, and Doug Williams, obviously, first black quarterback to play in the Super Bowl. Tim Smith, almost MVP in Super Bowl 22. You were right there. You were right there.
As a rookie.
204 yards against the Broncos, 42-10, a classic butt whipping for the Washington Redskins.
John, if you look at it, I probably would have had about 400 some yards. They took me out in the 4th quarter, going out on the 5-yard line. So I probably would have had about 400 some yards, but they took me out. They gave George Rogers a chance to run the ball a little bit, but we had to dominate. That offensive line was, they was manhandling the Broncos.
Yeah,
I hate to tell you that.
Yep. Hey, it is what it is, and it is what it was. You didn't even know you were going to start in the Super Bowl.
I didn't know I was going to start till I was walking down the tunnel to go warm up, and they said they're going to go ahead and introduce George, and they're going to start me. And that's the time I forgot all my plays. I said, what a wrong time to forget all your plays. And Doug Williams came to me and said, hey, rookie, I've been playing this game for 9 years, and I ain't finna let you mess it off, you know? He didn't say it like that, but you know how he said.
And so you suit up now, and I guess the coach and Doug just didn't want to get you too fired up. Didn't want to get you too excited, too nervous.
Well, all week I kind of had to figure. I had a plan that if I get opportunity, I'm gonna run the ball hard. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help us win this game, because I started all week doing the practice,
Okay.
And they made me fumble like 3 times because we was balls out hitting, and they emphasized, hey, hold on the ball. I said, don't worry about this. I ain't gonna fumble this ball. But that's when I just got the opportunity to run, and we ran that play called counter gap when Joe Jacoby pulls, kick out, and they said there'd be only one man back there to beat, and then that'd be Tony Lilly, the safety. And I outran him a couple of times.
Yeah, we saw the back of his jersey all game. That's all I can say. Chasing.
Yeah, it was one of those. I was blessed that day.
And so when you say you could have had 400 yards, I mean, Broncos must have laid down. That third quarter, you had 35 points in the third quarter. I mean, that was it right there.
Yeah, that was pretty much game. But when we first came out and Elway threw that long pass touchdown, man, I was like, wow, man, they known to run the score up, you know. And I said, man, we just got to focus and play ball. And that's when the defense just picked it up and we went to work.
Now, and so how did it sink in that Doug Williams was the first black quarterback? Did it sink in that you had more than 200 yards? You set an all-time record for the Super Bowl in rushing. Did all that click right away, or did that come like a day later, or when you started reading the clippings, or?
I really wanted that MVP. You know, I kind of sit in and say, yo, you broke Marcus Allen's record. You know, Marcus Allen was one of my idols, you know. And I just remember when I was in high school, I got that reward from O.J. Simpson and Marcus Allen, Hearst Award.
Okay.
And that was a great opportunity to meet him, you know. Then I get to go play in the Super Bowl and break his record. That even made it even special.
Man. So now you come back next year after the Super Bowl win, and is it with the Redskins, or do they keep you on? What
I was with them the second year. Then after that, they decided they want to go a different route. Then I went to San Diego. Then it didn't work out at San Diego. I went to Dallas. And that was probably the hardest camp that a man can ever go to, man.
Really?
That was right after they went to 1-15.
Oh, and that's when they got a draft pick that turned out to be kind of a good running back.
Oh yeah, Emmitt Smith. Yeah.
Oh man, so you got replaced by Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's classic. That's classic right there. So now, how do you wind up? In Denver? Did you get any more playing time in the league before you wound up here in Denver?
Well, after I left Dallas Cowboys, I was relieved that I was done with football because I was still hurt, you know, from my neck, knees, all that started playing a part. You know, being out there on that gridiron, you're gonna be hurting. So I decided to give it up. My brother moved to Denver, and I decided to move out here.
Oh, okay. So you come to Denver, and any thoughts of trying out with the Broncos or any of that, or you're done?
I'm done. My mind is made up. I'm done.
Yeah. Sometimes
it's time to go get a 9 to 5.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes that reality is a lot of people don't know when it's time to say bye.
Yeah, everybody wants to play forever, man. You know, they ask you what you're doing now, but you say, hey, man, football don't last forever. That's true.
That's true. Now, did you play Pop Warner and all that kind of stuff, Pee Wee ball?
Oh, yeah, I played Pop Warner. Pop Warner was I almost quit first time I ran the ball because I thought he was trying to hurt me and knock the wind out of me. So the coach came to me and told me, I was over there crying on the sideline. He said, Timmy, you faster than everybody out here. Why don't you just outrun everybody? I said, why you didn't just tell me that?
So from then on, I
ran them.
It was catch me if you can.
Right.
So you come to Denver, set up for a new life.
Oh yes, it's been great, bro. It's been a great run for me.
Now you had after football, not only the injuries, but you had a few issues with life, just life in general.
Oh yeah.
And you worked all of that out.
Work your way through it, yes sir. You know,
because for a lot of young people coming up, I mean, I don't know that drugs is as prevalent as they might have been, you know, when you were playing, or 20 years, 30 years back. You played 32 years ago, man. I can't believe it's been that long. But it's not quite as prevalent today as it was perhaps when you came out. People get all kinds of temptations put in front of them. It's tough. It's tough to say no. It's tough to. What advice do you have for young people that might be listening and wonder, should I go this way? Should I go that way?
My thing is have a positive role model at all times. You know, you never know when you're gonna need it. The guys that do the bad things that when you grow up, your parents tell you not to do this. I mean, your gut feeling tell you don't do it, you know. But your mind might say, "Hey, let's give it a try." But my thing is, uh, just think positive all the time. Think positive all the time. If you got dreams, fulfill your dreams playing sports. Because on the other hand, dealing with drugs, anything like that, is going to lead you in prison,
Yeah.
behind bars.
Yeah. Yeah. And in that time, when you reflect back on that, are there things that you tell yourself, look, I got kids, my brothers got kids, my sisters have kids. I'm going to make sure that they don't go down the wrong path.
Oh, all the time. I preach to them all the time, you know. I mean, the best way to stay out of that, get you a good job and go to work,
Yeah.
you know, because those days of giving that easy money is over with, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you now are even before you tell me if I'm going out of order here. When you got to Denver, what, like 08 or something like that? Did I read?
Got to Denver and I think it was like 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got involved with youth sports right here in Denver.
Oh yeah, I was with the BOWL League.
Yep.
First coaching the little league guys that never played before, and I coached baseball too. I mean, that was something that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Working with kids is crazy. Now, were you able to stay with your team for a year or two, or did you pass them on?
You kind of froze a little bit, John.
You know how a lot of programs have one coach take this group of kids all the way up till they're 13, 14. Then some programs, you just coach the peewees, or you just coach the intermediates, or you just coach a particular age group.
I just coached the peewee. I just coached the peewee. I coached for 2 years. I mean, that was I tell you what, I got to give those coaches a lot of props because that's some hard work.
Yeah.
I'm glad the guy that coached me had patience because it's a lot of hard work to work with those guys that never played before.
Yeah. And you got half the team over there picking dandelions and half the team trying to figure out how to get down the field.
Well, you know what? The first 4 days, that's all we did was ran till we learned how to listen.
Yeah.
They said, when we gonna see the football?
I know.
Listen to the coach.
I know. So, ever thought about basketball, coaching basketball all, or done with it?
No. I got a pretty good job that I do right now that I enjoy doing. Working in the oil field.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for like 10 years now, and I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, Colorado is the place to be for that. Albeit this shutdown is hurting things, but this is Colorado for the last couple of years was one of the top oil producing natural gas producers in the country, in the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
But right now, when the prices get back where they're at, right now you can say that you want to enjoy the pumps right now because the pumps are low. But when they come back up, that means we're making money.
Yeah. Now, what does that mean? When last week or 2 weeks ago, the price of a barrel of oil had been from 55 to 100, roughly, over the last few years. But all of a sudden, the price of a barrel of oil was below $1, below zero. How does that happen?
Oh, when you have so much money, so many barrels in storage, and Saudi Arabia decide they want to buy you out. That's what happens. They drain the market.
Okay.
So we got to reproduce and try to get that storage back up so prices can go up. But they can go without oil for at least for another two or 3 years, because they don't have that far to dig for oil.
Right. And the oil that we come up with, that Texas sweet crude oil, if we had a refinery that could turn that into petrol, that would even be more money for this thing.
No doubt.
Because we have to ship all this oil out. We have to ship this out to be refined everywhere else.
Yeah, we should have been doing that, though. If we can get control of Saudi Arabia and Russia, we'll be all right.
All right. And so if you have advice for young people in terms of playing football, what do you tell them?
I
It's
tell
a
you to
tough
make sure.
game. It's a tough sport.
I tell you to, play all sports till you decide which one that you want to choose to go at, because you got to enjoy life. Don't worry about what your parents say. Tell you want to play this, because a lot of fathers, they want to live their dream through their little sons, and that's hard to do, because it's something. You look at the dad's tape, he don't have any tape, but he want to tell his son what to do when he wants to get on the field. So
Longevity. Hey, and one of the sports I wish I had got my kids in, I went to Syracuse, and that's lacrosse central. And I wish I had got both of them playing lacrosse, because that's another 11 sport, good team. You get to hit a little bit, but you're running all the time. And it's just, it's that physical contact. That's why we play basketball. That's why we get down in the gym, You want to bang into somebody, and you want to yell at somebody, because then you don't have to yell at your family. You don't have to yell at your people at work.
That's right. Hey, John, if you look at it, guess what Jim Brown started playing lacrosse?
All-American.
Yeah.
Yep, All-American. Yes, sir. And he was All-American in high school as well.
Oh, yeah. That is unreal.
That was a big man.
Yeah.
He's kind of like you. He's kind of like big.
I can imagine what he was on lacrosse,
Okay. Just like you know what they did when Kareem came to college, right? After the fire, they outlawed the dunk. And they said freshmen couldn't play. When Jim Brown got to college, he had a move that in lacrosse they outlawed the move because it was so potent. After his freshman year, the Jim Brown rule is you can't put the net and the stick with the ball in it on your chest. But back before Jim Brown, you could. So he would just run right down the middle of the field.
Oh,
I've seen the old films, and people were hitting him every which way with their sticks. He'd run right to the goal and just say, bam, and it was a score. And so they came up with the Jim Brown rule. You have to hold the stick 6 inches off the stick. That's how bad a man that boy was.
So is that legal now?
And you got to hold it off your chest. You can't cup it anymore. You can't cup it. And the Gate brothers, one of them would take off behind the net and jump up over and hit the stick on the top of the goal, and his brother would be laying in the circle in the crease, get the ball and dunk. It was a dunk shot. They outlawed that one. Yeah. So they've outlawed a lot of that stuff. But I will say this. Other sports do help you with your physiologically, your growth. Kids grow so crazily that, if you only have football skills, you didn't develop a lot of your other muscles and reflexes and that kind of stuff that you would get, say, in soccer or basketball or baseball.
Right.
So it is up to the parents not to try to live vicariously through their children.
Right. I agree.
That's what we all try to do, but you got to rein it in. You got to pull it back.
That's right.
Because probably in reality, if they're good athletes, they're probably better athletes than you were to begin with.
That's right.
To begin with.
I agree.
So, look, speaking of all time, you got one of those awards from ESPN. You are number 2. I don't know if you remember this. Number 2 on the all-time one-shot wonder list.
Oh, I moved up.
You moved up. You moved up. All-time number 2 on the one-shot wonders. That's pretty special.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Think about how many sports.
You're right.
How many players. You are number 2. I mean, that to me, I would have loved it. I would have loved it at number 2.
I like to thank them for that, dude.
Yeah. So Timmy, talk a little bit about where you're going now. What just retired, raising. You got children as well?
All my children have grown and moved out. What I do now, I commute back and forth to Texas because I work in the oil field. I'm a vice president of an oil field company.
Okay.
So we're just trying to maintain, stay productive, and stay healthy.
Now, and speaking of that oil and oil fields and all of that, petroleum, geology, if somebody wants to get involved in those kinds of scientific, endeavors, what's a good path for them to take?
Well, first go to school and learn your geology and see where it takes you. Engineering is a big spot in the oil field because that's one thing they lacking. If you can get in there and find your sweet spot, hey, you'll be in heaven.
All right. Let me ask you this. I know this is a leading question, but fracking, good, bad, or indifferent for the people in the state of Colorado?
Fracking is good. You gotta love fracking. You gotta love it.
Because
that gives people like 100,000 jobs. Fracking.
Yeah. And so, is it safe? I guess that's one of the big issues surrounding it.
Well, they say it's safe. I mean, yeah, one incident here in Colorado, but that could have been anything.
Yeah, and that was an old line they hadn't capped off properly.
Right. Yeah, you can't blame that on fracking.
Right. So, bottom line is, where do the next 5 years take Timmy Smith?
Hopefully, I'll be like you, John. Sit back, relaxing, man, with dreadlocks.
brother, I think your dreadlocking days are long past. When you go and shine it up every day with those chubby curls and stuff like that, when you shine it up, you ain't coming back. You know better.
Your hair looks nice, John.
Let me ask you this: Elway or Peyton Manning? You've been around Colorado for a while.
Peyton Manning.
Why so?
Peyton Manning got it going on.
Let's see, Brady or Mahomes?
Right now, Mahomes.
You think Tom Brady and Gronkowski had this all set up to go?
Oh yeah. It's been a long time coming. That's why he left.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they talked about it from the time as soon as that season over with. If you decide to go somewhere, I'm gonna come.
You think they'll have a chance down there, Jacksonville?
Oh, no doubt. If he got the line and he got the receivers, and they're trying to put that defense together, so they got the talent to do it.
Did you see how the Broncos picks went? They're giving Elway an A and an A-, A+.
Yeah, I think Elway stepped it up. I really do. It was some guys in there that I think Dallas Cowboys probably got one of the best receiver.
Well, I think
out of Alabama.
Yeah, well, see, we got what is Jerry Jeudy? He's Alabama kid. He's bigger. He's bigger than the other kid that went before him. That other kid is pretty fast.
Yeah, he's fast.
Yep. All right. Well, Timmy Smith, I want to thank you for taking some time, man. And anytime you want to chat with us, we're here. Gridiron Media Sports. We'll have this up and running in about 2 weeks or so. And we just hope that life treats you well and you stay healthy and be easy on those commutes down to Texas, my friend.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you, John.
All right. Peace out. That's going to do it for another edition of Gridiron Media Sports. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back again in just a week or so with another new show. So stick around, stay with us, and we'll see you then.